Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. Glad that you guys decided to rock with 50. And welcome back. If you watched the last episode 1 of Killing the Inner Nice Guy, if you watched that, tell me how you felt about it in the comments, man. I really appreciate that. But also, this is episode 2, and so definitely wanted to talk to you guys today and be a lot more tactical. We're going to be talking about boundaries and the skill that separates guys with game from men that are doormats and are doormats in their lives. Remember, before I start this video, y'all click the like button for me. Subscribe to the channel if this is your first time. But also, I wanted to preference this. I want to make sure y'all understood. I'm not telling you all to be mean. When I say kill the nice guy, meaning kill the nice guy is a syndrome right now. We have to kill that person that's inside of you that is blinded by your kindness to other people so much that you allow them to run all over you. We're not going to do that today. Today it ends. Today it ends. So we're going to talk about something that I think is very hard for you all, right? The word no, right? The word no without explanation. So now, a lot of you have a lot of mistakes, and one of your mistakes is over-explaining every refusal. Every time you say no, you're over-explaining. Now, I need you all to understand that is not masculine. That is not masculine. You need to be able to say no. Simply. Just no. And you don't need to be doing all this explaining, gentlemen. When you explain too much, you are being soft. You're being totally soft. And you all have to understand that. That is the part that you need to understand. That is the part that nobody respects. When you're a guy and you're just telling somebody why you said no and they're trying to convince you that you shouldn't say no and all that, I mean, that right there is a pure sign that you don't have boundaries. A pure sign that you don't carry yourself with respect. A pure sign. I'm going to tell y'all again, man. You guys all have a real responsibility to self, to protect yourself, to have boundaries on yourself. You have a real responsibility. And that real responsibility is for you to protect yourself by letting someone that no is what it is. No, this is what it is. It's no. And the reason why I'm spending a lot of time on this specific one is because I believe that this is probably the hardest for all of you men. This right here has to be the hardest for all of you men. All of you men. Just to simply say no. Because you guys, most of you guys are people pleasers, and you try to please people and it's uncomfortable for you to say no. So you would rather be ashamed of your own self, cross your own principles and standards, because you don't want the uncomfortable feeling that you may have with this individual based on you saying no. So when you're that person, you are the doormat of what we were talking about in the beginning of this video. So I can be on that for another 20 minutes. I'm not going to do that. So what I'm going to do is we're going to hop to this next one. I need y'all to understand time boundaries, right? Now, time boundaries are something, right? Time boundaries, a lot of guys make mistakes, is always being available. When you're a guy who's always available, canceling your own plans to do something with somebody else because you're making yourself so available, maybe you don't want that person to feel the way that you're canceling. You don't want them out of your life, so you just cancel this. No. No. All right. This is what bothers me. That mindset alone is still pleasing someone else. You're not able to say no. Again, we just talked about that. But the biggest fix is guard your time like money, schedule, like any projects you got to do, and you got to prioritize things. That shouldn't be on the list of your priorities. That should not be on the list of your priorities. I'm going to tell y'all, once you find your purpose, once you find out how to get your purpose, this will help you navigate through a lot of my teachings. Because then you will understand that the mindset that you was coming from was real weak. Real weak. Let's go here. Financial boundary disasters. Financial boundary disasters. This right here is probably the weakest part of a lot of men that I've ever seen. This disgusts me. One of the highest level of disgust is the financial boundary disasters. Let me talk to you about it. When you're lending money out to people and you're just overly paying, right? You're overly paying. You're just giving. It's just like you're giving your money out. It's like you're giving your money out, and that's crazy to me, right? You're overpaying just for them to show you love, you know, just for them to show you love. You know, you're trying to be validated so much that you're just paying for people to be around you, pretty much. This is super weak. This is super weak. It is. It's super weak. And I'll tell you, man, like, without things, let's say this, without things that make you happy in life, when I tell you without things that make you happy in life, and a lot of that is people, though. A lot of that is people. People in your life that are not supposed to be in your life normally make you very unhappy. That normally makes you very, very, very unhappy. So once you start to eliminate those people in your life that shouldn't be there, you will start seeing a difference. If you have to pay people to be in your life, you're a disgusting human being. And I'm disgusted in you. And I want you to be better. And that's why I make these videos, for you to be better. So let me tell you, man, only give what you can afford. In fairness and respect, right? Only give what you can afford, man. And the reason why I'm saying that is because, for one, we got to take care of our own lives. But for two, people will use you. People will use you, use what you do. They will take advantage of that part of you because you're weak. And they know a lot of people want to spend your money to do things. A lot of people want to spend your money to do things, right? So all I'm saying is that we must do things that I feel like is beneficial always to you. Does not matter. Beneficial to you. So that's one part, right? There's another part. It's called emotional boundaries. It's called emotional boundaries. So setting your emotional boundaries is, I think, very important, right? And the reason why I'm saying that is because a lot of people do things like absorb so many people's problems. You can't be a guy who absorbs people's problems. That just can't really happen to you, man. Like that right there, that can't really happen to you. I really need y'all to understand, man. I need y'all to understand. Show empathy without ownership, though. You need to show empathy. You don't look. I think the most part of what we do in life, one of the things that we do in our life, one of the biggest things we do in our life is we just allow certain behaviors to happen, I think for no reason, right? How is it that you own somebody else's pain? How's that happen? How do you own someone else's problems? I know they're your people, but you have to know you have a life. You need to hold your life. You need to make sure what you do in your life is real. It's straight up real. And I need y'all all to understand exactly what I'm talking about that right there. Exactly. So let's go here, right? Let's go here. I'm going to say this. Physical space. Physical space violations, right? I think allowing people to invade your personal space and belongings is real soft and real. I don't even want to use these words, man. So I'm just going to say soft, right? When you set clear lines about your space and enforce them, people's going to respect you. But there's a lot of people that will just show up to your crib, just disrespect your couch, sit on there with dirty clothes, don't take shoes off of they're just totally disrespect. And you allow it because you're a nice guy. You're a nice guy. We're killing that inner nice guy right now, man. You got to stand up for yourself and be assertive. There's no more Mr. Nice Guy. No more of that. No more. Let's go to this next one. This one, I would say this is the guilt trip right here. This is the real guilt trip where folding under guilt is a problem. When people try to guilt you for you to do things for them, when they guilt you into doing things for them, it's wild to me. This is wild to me, right? What you need to do is recognize that manipulation and stand firm. You have to recognize when someone's laying a guilt trip on you. Stop allowing that to happen. Bottom line. This is what I feel also. And put it in the comments if you think I'm wrong about this. Most people that guilt trip you are very manipulative. And anybody that try to manipulate the homie or a friend or even, boyfriend and girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever, if they guilt trip you, man, I just be thinking those people are so manipulative. I think those people are legit manipulative people. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I think that is, I don't like it. I want you to take that for what it is, because I want you all to understand that, some of these things is hard for me to talk about because I be wanting to use certain words, but I don't want to disrespect your ears. I try to control my cuss words because I don't like I don't want to make you guys feel like, oh, he doesn't care. No, I care. But I need you to understand that some things that's frustrating, that's ruining us right now. And it's the lack of knowledge of understanding what you're supposed to be doing in this world as a man is a problem for me. Let's take on the next one. When when you take on someone else's work, when you take on too much extra work with no pushback, you're weak. I need you to make sure that regardless of where you're at, if you're at work, if you're at home, you always define your role. You always define your role, and I need you to make sure that you overload them with your expectations of not only them but for yourself. Sometimes when you're at work, you don't really think about, oh, should I have boundaries? A lot of y'all don't have boundaries. You take on all this extra work. Supervisor over there doing nothing. Everybody's over here doing nothing, but you the only one in there working. Stop being a nice guy. Be assertive. Like, hey, excuse me, I got a lot on my plate right now. I need help with this. I need help with it. I mean, delegate that thing, but don't take on too much extra work. And if you notice, this is about life. This ain't just about women. This is what I continue to tell you, man. The game is not about women. Let's go number 8. When you're always quick to reply, always reachable, always available, you're soft. You're soft. When you can't control your social media, when people hitting you up, people texting you all the time, people instantly wanting replies from you. Let me tell you, man. Let me tell you all this. Control your attention. All men need to control their attention and respond when you get time, not when they want you to. Respond when you get time. I think that's very important. Making sure you understand not to be available for everybody. Not to be available for everybody. Okay? Let's go to the next one. Now, so this is a real thing right here. I need y'all to understand setting boundaries in anger. Setting your boundaries in anger is not okay. Right? I will say, look, calmly and consistently communicate standards. I'm sure that that person would be very delighted to know that you are actually letting them know, like, calmly and courteously, and communicating your standards instead of yelling your standards. Oh, no, I don't do that. No, I don't do that either. Like, you don't have to be that way, man. It's cool to be courteous and tell somebody no. It's cool. It's definitely cool. So, I will say, when you're setting your boundaries, from people that gets angry and attacks on you, it's very important to also talk to them calmly and communicate that is your standard. It may not be for my people, but that's my standard, right? So this one's the last one. And when I'm going to say empty threats, when you are in position, I don't care what position, if it's in a relationship, if it's at work, whatever it is, when you, I, I'm trying to say it the right way. when you're giving out empty threats, and this is say, oh, you do that again, it's over. You did what? Hey, you can get one more chance. No. Enforce consequences immediately and consistently, and stay on it. Stay on it, fellas. I need y'all to understand boundaries aren't walls, they are gates. They are gates, and you're the gatekeeper. You decide who gets access to your time, energy, and resources. And I want to tell you this, though. In our final episode, where we're talking about your new identity and how to be kind without being weak, I want to tell you all that this 3-part series is a must. This is number 2. There's a 3-part series that's coming up. Should be coming back to back to back, so you guys can check that out. But I really want you to understand is that I'm doing this for you. I am doing this for you, right? And so I need you all, if you like this video, like the video. If you didn't like the video, let me know why in the comments. But also, if you did like this video, like it in the comments and say something like, Fifth, hey, I rock with you, whatever it is. I appreciate y'all getting at me. Hit me on mission1950.com. I got a membership, gatewaytogame.com. You guys join that. We talk every week. We put up videos. All this stuff is good for you men to develop. Also, I have merch, shopmr1950.com. Shopmr1950.com. With all that said, peace.